If you are trying to land high-paying office cleaning contracts consistently, but you feel like you're getting nowhere, then there's probably a good reason why. You see, most people, they get into this game and they approach clients in such ways that make them look cheap and a bit desperate. So in this video, I'm going to show you the worst possible ways to approach these particular office cleaning clients and why these methods are keeping you stuck with small jobs instead of landing these $5,000 per month monthly contracts. I'm also covering these three very big questions. You're going to have answers to number one, why the most common methods like cold calling and going door to door are actually killing your chances of getting high paying clients consistently. And number two, what's the best possible approach to land these $5,000 per month contracts consistently without coming across desperate or wasting a ton of money on ads? And number three, how do you get these companies actually chasing you to work with you instead of you doing all the chasing all the time? Stick around because this might explain why you haven't gotten the results that you wanted to with this business just yet. But first, what's going on? Mike Mack here. I'm the author of the Amazon bestseller Pick Up Cash, Not Trash. And over the years, I have watched tons of people struggle to land big cleaning contracts, myself included in the beginning. And almost every time, the mistakes I'm seeing are completely avoidable. See, the problem isn't that there aren't enough opportunities out there. The problem is that most people approach high-value clients the same way that they approach someone who needs their garage cleaned. And that is a huge mistake. See, when you're going after contracts worth thousands of dollars every month, then you can't show up looking like every other company that's ever put a proposal on their desk. It's just not gonna work. Think about it for a second from their side. See, these office managers and decision makers, they deal with salespeople all day long. They get cold calls, they get cold emails, people are showing up in person without warning, and they are hearing generic pitch after generic pitch after generic pitch. See, if you approach them the same way everyone else does, you immediately get put into the just another salesperson group. And salespeople get treated like salespeople, unfortunately, because I love sales. But they get shopped around and ultimately they're looking for the lowest price. But when you approach them differently, meaning when you show up as an expert rather than someone who's kind of begging for work, that's when everything changes. Suddenly, you're not competing on price anymore. You're the obvious choice, and they are, get this, excited to work with you. See, the difference between getting $500, $1,000 contracts and $5,000 contracts isn't how well you clean. It's how you set your brand apart. It's how you market to them. And it's how you show up when you first meet them in person. So if you are making mistakes in any one of these three areas, you're gonna pay for it by not getting the clients that you're actually after. So let's start with question number one. Why are the most common methods like picking up the phone and cold calling or driving around knocking on doors, why are these hurting your chances of getting these high-paying clients? Here's the thing. These methods may work just fine for landing $500 per month contract or maybe even $1,000 per month. But when you're going after these 5K plus high-ticket clients, it's a completely different game. The reason why is the decision makers for these clients that you're after, they're working at a higher level. They're facility directors, operations managers, executives who are managing million-dollar budgets. They expect a higher level of professional behavior in every interaction. What I mean is cold calling is going to put you in the same group as everybody else. You are a cleaning provider who is just looking to peddle your services. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, if you can't demonstrate that you're different than the last 7 people they worked with, they're not going to want to work with you either unless you have the cheapest bid. Now, these decision makers are used to getting tons of cold calls every week, but not even just from cleaning providers, from all types of people trying to sell them stuff. Everyone's competing for their time. Door to door is kind of like the same thing. It makes you look small time because the executives who approve these 5K per month budgets, they don't hang out in lobbies. They're in meeting rooms making big decisions. So showing up to their place of business without notice, without a meeting, it could demonstrate possibly that you don't know what you're doing. Now that's my biggest beef with those two methods. What about generic advertising like passing out flyers. See, these bring in price shoppers, not premium buyers. The companies that have that high ticket budget of $5K plus monthly, they aren't looking for the cheapest option. They're looking for the best solution. But your ads are reaching everyone, including all of the businesses in your area that never pay top rates. Now, again, I'm not saying these methods never work. I'm just saying when you're door knocking and cold calling, or you're running Google ads or Facebook ads, you are casting this wide net, and you ultimately are going to pull in a lot of people who you're not going to be interested in working with, or are not going to be interested in working with you either. They're just price shopping, which to me is a recipe for failure. Now, this brings us to question number 2. So what's the best way to land these 5K per month high ticket cleaning contracts without sounding desperate or casting that wide net and wasting thousands of dollars with ads? Now, the difference to pulling that off is showing yourself as a kind of like business partner rather than a service provider. Now, I know that sounds corny, but now most high-level decision makers I've ever spoken with don't like to be sold to, most of them. They just want to work with experts who understand the problems, and you can provide solutions to make their life and job easier. See, that's why I like to take an educational approach with my marketing. I don't just like saying, hey, you need cleaning, I have cleaners, let's do it. And the reason for that is because it's not enticing. It doesn't show that I'm an expert at anything. It just shows I'm available and ready. And when you are tired of paying company after company to do a job and they're not doing the job, you want to work with experts. You don't want to work with anyone else. So from today and this point on, I want you to see it through that lens. I want you to focus on what does the actual decision maker want to hear from me? What do they want to see about us? I mean, what would you want to see if you were running a company and you were the decision maker over the maintenance of the company, and you had to, it was really important that you brought in a cleaning company that you weren't going to have to babysit, that you weren't going to have to pamper, that they would just do exactly what you told them to do, and they would do it consistently. How would you approach things differently? What would you want to see? I mean, if you had the option to work with cleaning company A and cleaning company B, I mean, who would you pick? Let's say if one of them was just super generic, there was nothing special about them, they didn't come across like an expert, they cold call you, and there was nothing more than like, hey, we can beat the best price. And versus number 2, the cleaning company 2, they had a professional image, professional website. They looked the part. They came in. They're wearing a polo. They understood your space. They understood because they worked with other people just like you. I mean, who would you feel safer handing a $5,000 check to every month? I want you to comment below, company A or company B. I know some of you will comment A, and that's just funny. But ultimately, what I want you to do is start becoming company B. Now, for question number 3, how to make these big companies actually chase you so you're not the one in desperation mode. See, the key here is getting to them before they need you. See, most cleaning companies are set up to where they are just waiting to figure out who needs the cleaning services, and they're going right to them. But that's only 1% of your market. By then, though, it's too late. Why? Because you're competing with everyone else. They want the same opportunity. So the smartest thing you can do is plant seeds with these particular customers before they run out of contract with the other cleaner, or before they decide to do any firing or replacing. See, if you're marketing to them ahead of time and you are coming across like an expert ahead of time, then by the time they actually talk to you, there's some familiarity because you've been talking to them for a couple of months. They have an understanding about you. They've checked out your website. They feel like they know you a bit better. So when you show up in person and as a professional, you are a welcome sight because they'll say, wow, this is different. I like this person. So when they look at your proposal versus like 2 or 3 others, they're going to be sitting there thinking, okay, I just need company B. I just need them to be relatively close. I'm not too worried about these other bids because I know what's behind these other bids is more headache, and I'm tired of babysitting. I want to work with a legit company. That's the power of showing up this way. That's the power of separating yourself from everyone else. I mean, if you don't believe me, go talk to a decision maker at an office. Figure out who that is. Maybe it's a friend, and ask them what they would rather deal with. Because I'm telling you, if you've never done that before, you will be surprised. But it is an amazing feeling to have these particular high ticket clients calling you. It's an amazing feeling getting emails from them saying, hey, I've seen your stuff. I want to talk in person. Do you have 5 minutes to chat? That's when somebody sees you as the solution. When you are the actual solution to a problem, price becomes less important. It's still important, but it's less important. So look, with the right system, you can make landing these types of clients a routine thing for your cleaning company. Now, whether you have 10 years experience in this space or you're just getting started, or maybe you haven't even started yet, then the right system will make you stand out even if you don't have 30 years experience. So if you want to know more about how you can set this up for your business, you want to work with me and my team, and you want to see how we can help you, click the first link in the description, book a call, talk with my team. It's free. See whether or not we can actually help you get there. And for everyone else looking to hang out on YouTube University, you're going to need to check out this video right here because I'm telling you, it's what you've been missing. See you over there.